YouTube, what's up? Big Daddy Badass. Holding it down. Let me get in focus and frame and the picture and all that. I started this video as a response to stay away from that. This is the devil response video. And it kind of turned into like a little, like a venting session, at least for me personally. I mean, it's the first day I've had off in like 3-4 weeks. So, just kind of had some time alone with my thoughts, catching up kind of on my YouTube videos and everything. And that one really struck out to me. Like my lighter. I never lose this lighter. Side note, thank you everyone for pointing out my smoke detector. It's funny how you like kind of block those things out. Because I would hear a beep here and there. But I never was really sure where it was coming from. It always would either come when I was doing something or walking or something, so I thought maybe I just squeaked, hit something or whatever, And I never really heard it when I was recording, because I completely blocked out other things. So thank you for pointing that out. I did change it. It is very important that I have a working smoke detector. And, so yeah. So I talk about some of these things that were taboo, that stay away from because they were the devil, demonized and stuff like that, spiritistic. There was a lot of things, and it was kind of hard for me to narrow it down and point out certain things. Let's talk about a couple of them. One of them was, see if I can read my handwriting here. Pokemon. Pretty sure a lot of people know about Pokemon, and it was a really big thing in like late 90s, early 2000s. Basically late 90s though. And for those of you who don't know, they were a Japanese fad that came over here, and they were little talking animals, and they had powers, and people would train them, they would fight, and you would collect them all. That was the big thing about it. You had to collect them all. Collect all the cards, the games, and everything like that. I was a big Pokemon collector. I don't even remember how I saved up all the money, because to buy a deck of cards was like 50-something bucks, which was like the same amount for buying the game for Game Boy, because I had it for Game Boy. I had yellow version, I had red version, I had blue version. I was the shit. I knew all the codes. Collected all my little holographic cards. I traded them in school. It was fun. It was cool. For me, it was a good way to reach out and make friends and stuff like that. Because being a witness, I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things. I couldn't be involved in sports, no after school activities and stuff. And at this time, I was in middle school. So it was a really good way for me to make friends. But I remember there was a talk given at the assembly, and then I think a corresponding talk that was given at the Wednesday night meeting, which was the Theocratic School. And they talked about Pokemon, and they ended up saying that they were demonized somehow, saying that the definition of their name shows that they're demons, because Pokemon means pocket monster. All the kids were thinking, so the fuck what? We know they're monsters, they're pocket monsters, they don't really fit in your pocket, they fit in Pokeballs, and we would get into arguments about shit like that, but that was demonized. Had to stay away from Pokemon, so everyone had to throw away all their Pokemon cards, all their games, and everything like that. I didn't. I held on to my stuff for as long as I possibly could, but as fate would have it, one day I was in school, and my locker got broken into, and out of everything they could steal, they stole my entire deck of Pokemon cards, so I was pissed about that. Other things, martial arts. All martial arts were demonized because if they had any form of meditation that was looked at as connecting with spirits and talking to ancestors and gods, and not all martial arts were like that. I knew about a couple of them, and I was like, they're not all like that, but how witnesses are, they generalize things. So along with martial arts, yin yang and any symbols were definitely demonized. You already knew that. Symbols were definitely demonized. X-Files. Was not allowed to watch X-Files because it was viewed as demonized. It was involved in spiritism and things like that, which I never understood because it was about extraterrestrials. It had nothing to do with fucking demons and spirits and shit. Other things, kind of a quick list. Certain superheroes, I can't remember which particular ones, but I was always really big into superheroes, and certain ones are just not allowed to watch because I guess they had magic, like Doctor Strange and people like that. Alright, fine, magic, okay, whatever. Call it demonized. I guess I kind of understood that then, right? tattoos, piercings. You know, like guys were not supposed to get their ears pierced because it went back to some old ritual that people would do when they sacrificed and had something to do with God. So couldn't do it. Demonized, no piercings. So as you can see, obviously I got rid of all that because I have tattoos and stuff now. So and my ears are pierced. No earrings in them right now, but you know, whatever. I got over that, obviously. But the funny thing that kind of came to my mind when I was making this list was I was making comparisons. Now, my mom wanted me to stay away from yin yang and martial arts and stuff like that because they were spiritistic. But she was into herbology, and there was a sister who got her involved into it, and there was a whole group of them that did it. Actually, her and all her girlfriends, like 5 or 6 of them. I call them all my aunties. Whole group of them. They went to herbology, and then they got into this thing, light healing, which I had never seen before, but they all swore it worked. She had this machine, and I guess they cost hundreds and thousands of dollars. I don't know where she got the money from, but these machines, and they had different lights. I don't know if they were LEDs or diodes or whatever you want to call them. And different lights were for different things. Like you'd have yellow, and she'd put it and place it on your stomach, and you have to do these treatments and stuff like that. Or they'd have red for like head stuff, whatever. It was. I never understood it. I tried to look into it more, but I mean, when I started looking into it now, I've been seeing things like connected with crystal power and pyramid power and stuff like that, and that seems really spiritistic to me. In their definition, she told me X-Files was demonized. I couldn't watch that, but yet she really loved to watch Star Trek. They both deal with aliens. You know what I'm saying? They're just looking at it from different perspectives. Someone's trying to stop the aliens, to find out about the aliens. Other people are trying to, like, make civilizations and shit with them. Still aliens. Why is that not demonized? Furby. I wasn't really big into Furbies. I didn't like Furbies. Like, I didn't want one. But I knew people who had Furbies. Ended up saying Furbies were demonized somehow. I'm not sure how. I guess the talking was creepy or whatever. I don't really understand. But, I mean, Furby was just a mechanical, like, Sesame Street character. Which are also called monsters, by the way. Pocket monsters are demonized, but Sesame Street monsters aren't demonized. You can have a little Elmo and be, clutching him during the theocratic meeting. But, you can't have a Pokemon card. Whatever. Bullshit to me. And it was weird because I remember also owning a magic set at some point where I did tricks. I don't think she didn't see a problem with that for some reason. I don't know why. She hated magic. But for some reason, I had a magic set for a little while. I remember that. I couldn't watch certain shows. She'd always have me block my eyes, like on any sexual scenes. Any sexual scenes whatsoever were off limits. Not that they were demonized, but just they were inappropriate for my eyes. I couldn't see them. But yet, she's unmarried and a virgin. This is my stepmom, by the way, just so you know. So I couldn't watch any sexual scenes, like any really intense kissing, or if there was heavy petting, as they called it, which, like, you're holding someone, you're rubbing them, like, it's a kiss, it's an embrace, it's love, it's showing passion, human emotion. But I couldn't watch that, but she got to see it. Like, I remember one time, I'm not entirely sure how I came across this, but I ended up with the DVD set of, like, the first 3 seasons of Sex and the City. I don't know how I got it. I think someone left it at school, lost it at school, and I found it. I was going to bring it back to him, but I brought it home and I was going to watch it. And I watched a couple of them. I was like, this show is fucking stupid. I didn't like it. I was in high school by this time and it didn't interest me, but I still had it. And it was like, I think I left it, and I left one in the DVD player. My mom came home, tried to watch something, and she she just flew off the handle. Like, why do you have this filth? This is basically pornography and everything. And she broke them. Well, she tried to break them. She snapped one, the rest of them she couldn't break. I don't know. They bent. And then she melted them. Like, she held them over the stove, turned on the stove, and melted them. And threw them out. Sex in the City. Like, I mean, I can understand it may be a little vulgar language, whatever like that, but comparing it to pornography, it's not that serious. Come on. And, I mean, it was just stupid things like that. Like, I couldn't watch really overly action-packed movies, even though she loved a really good to quote her, shoot 'em up or action-paction film, but if it had too much action, I guess too much killing, too much blood, I couldn't watch it. But she was really into her cop shows and her Law and Order, and her CSI wasn't out then yet, but shows like that. And like I said, in making this list and making this comparison, just really reminded me of why I just could not be a witness. I could not really get all the way into it. I know I've said it more than one time, but it's my biggest problem with them is the hypocrisy. And I saw things like that all the time. And to see that in my own family was like, all right, I know every family has their own issues, but to see that just in every family, that even just living next door, like I had like 5 or 6 witness families living on my street, and just every single household did their day-to-day activities differently. Not just that, some people went to school, some people went to work, whatever. I mean, like, how I couldn't play basketball, but yet next door, the eldest children, they were all on the basketball team. You know what I mean? Just things like that. That just didn't add up to me. And it's like, it's supposed to be unified. It's all supposed to be the truth, the one way. But yet everybody has their own little ways of doing it. You know what I mean? And it's just... I know this video has really gotten kind of off topic, but it's just... I had to get some of that shit out. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. How can you sit there and look at something like that and say, yeah, this is the truth. This is the way it's supposed to follow. When you can't agree on like small things, because everything has to be a conscience matter. Like, fuck a conscience matter. You know what I mean? If there's laws and there's rules, follow the laws and the rules. There's loopholes, whatever. Take advantage of the loopholes if you can, but don't jump on the people who are going through the loopholes that you didn't find. Like, because they found a way around it, you're upset, so you want to say something to the elders about it to get them in trouble, so that they can have a shepherding call or something like that. Saw a lot of that going on too. You know what I mean? Can't just be around stuff like that. I can't. I had to free myself from it. And I know that any witnesses are watching this video right now, that y'all see this on a regular basis. I'm telling you right now, those are red flags. You gotta wake up. You gotta open your eyes and see what's going on, and realize that this is not the way to be. It's not the way to do it. There's a better way. It's a better way of life. Just be free. Be free. Free yourself. Free your mind. Hey man, bad association. That's what it is.